Hi, thanks for joining me for this video. I'm going to be talking about franchise websites, specifically franchise recruitment websites. So if you've come to our website, you'll have seen that we have a few examples of different projects that we've done here, so feel free to browse through these. I do just want to go over some examples of projects that we've done, as well as just some tips on what are good practices for franchise recruitment in order to get the best results, and also just a little bit about our process. So I'm going to start with our Simply for Life project, which is right here. So Simply for Life is a franchise. It's a health and wellness franchise that has about 38 locations currently, and they're growing pretty quickly. They came to us because they wanted to redesign their franchise site. Actually, they only really had one page on their consumer site that talked a little bit about franchise recruitment. So they wanted something really separate that spoke to that audience. So some of the things that you want to look for on a franchise recruitment site is, to start with, you want something that kind of explains what is this brand about and why is this different than all the other franchise opportunities out there. So we do have a writer that works directly with our clients to really capture their brand, and they does a fairly long strategy session with them to understand what they're all about and to really be able to communicate that to people who are interested in the franchise. So in this case, we usually start off with a really strong, unique selling proposition about the brand that will attract the right people. So in this case, this is about inspiring healthier lives, real food, real nutrition, real opportunity. So, this is going to speak to certain people, and this is going to feel like something that's going to get certain people excited. And every opportunity is different in terms of what people are looking for. So we try to really give everybody that unique story. Video, really important on franchise recruitment websites. I mean, video is just important on with everything. We also use video in our ads that send people to these websites. This video here is a video of the owner talking about the opportunity and about the business. We also really recommend having videos of franchisees talking about their opportunities. So on this website, Bar Fitness, there's a video at the top here, and it's a fantastic video that shows actual franchisees at work in their Bar Fitness studios talking about how it's totally changed their lives. So we definitely utilize that video a lot in our ads and on the website here. Other things that are important are talking about the business and the story behind the business, talking about the awards, if there are some that they've won, or any accolades, just to kind of build credibility, talking about the revenue opportunity, because at the end of the day, franchisees are interested in the revenue side of things, and then sharing success stories. So whether those are video like we were talking about, or those are testimonials, those are really important because people want to see real life examples of people who've had success with the franchise. So other things are, talking about what the franchise has to offer in terms of systems, in terms of operation, marketing, etc. That's something that people are generally looking for when they buy a franchise. And other things that are good to talk about are, the investment requirements. And that is just because, especially if you're doing an advertising campaign, you'll have a lot of people coming to your site. And it's just helpful to give people realistic expectations of what the investment is. Just in case they're not a fit financially, it can help to cut down on leads that maybe aren't a good fit. And, also just kind of prepare them for what to expect there. And then talking about what you're looking for in terms of the kind of personality and skills that your ideal franchisee would have. So in this area here is your call to action. We really recommend having a form that's simple, not too many questions. You can get into asking people detailed questions further along in the process. You want to make this easy for people. A lot of people are on mobile these days. If they see a long form, they're just not going to bother filling it out. And the idea at this stage is really to get people to take action. Another thing that we recommend is to have what we call a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something that you offer somebody a piece of content generally that is kind of in exchange for them giving you their contact information. And it has to be something interesting enough that makes them want to fill out a form. So it just helps. It's not that people aren't interested in your opportunity if you don't give them a piece of content. It just gives them an incentive to kind of just move along the sales process a little bit more. So a franchise information kit is a great tool to use. We designed one for this client. It's about an 8-page PDF in French and English, and it talks about the franchise opportunity in more detail than the website. Another kind of lead magnet that you can use is a webinar. So on this site, you'll see at the bottom, they've actually got two different opportunities. They're lead magnets. You've got an info kit, and you have the opportunity to watch a franchise webinar. A webinar can be something that is done live with an actual salesperson and a Q&A session at the end, or you can do a pre-recorded webinar where somebody who can watch it at their leisure. So if, say, they're looking at this website in the evening or on the weekends, which is actually often the case, they have the opportunity to watch a webinar that's pre-recorded, and that can give them extra information. And it's kind of a nice sort of relaxing way to kind of absorb more information. And again, they have to fill out their contact info when they click on this link here so that the salesperson can follow up. We can set this up so that when somebody fills out the form, they automatically get entered into a drip email campaign. So a drip email campaign is a series of email follow-ups about your franchise opportunity that go into more detail, again, about the opportunity. And it could tell success stories, it could talk about a charity that you support, it could talk about news about the franchise. And generally our program goes over a year, so people are receiving emails over a year. It can actually be extended further than that, because what we find is that with franchise recruitment, we really need to nurture leads. People don't often jump right at the opportunity to buy a franchise the first time they start hearing about it. And so following up, giving people more information, building that trust is really important. So we can just have all that happen automatically when somebody fills out a form by entering code in here. So I hope that gives you an idea of how this process works and some important parts of what you want to discuss on your franchise recruitment website. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out.